Hello, love. I just got done with Bookstock. What a fucking morass that place. Look at this lady going the wrong way. So is this fucking dullard. I hate these people. I've never seen so many people that I wanted to catapult into space. Mabel Lujan Dodge. My only book that I got from the special collection. Ladies hot. Oh, I was going to get Huxley's After Many a Summer Dies the Swan, but they wanted $70 and I ain't paying that much for it. Mabel Lujan Dodge Lujan, whatever the fuck her name is. She was a friend of Robinson Jeffers, and he would go to her little resort, whatever the hell she called it, some guru resort she had in Taos, New Mexico. And while there, she convinced Jeffers that he needed to have an affair, and she set one up. Whether he did or not is arbitrary, but once Una, Jeffers' wife, found out about it, she shot herself in the chest. Luckily, it hit her rib, and she did not die. Anyways, that's the great story of Mabel Dodge Lujan. I actually went to the house, but I wasn't very excited about it. Anyways, I spent $40 at this shitty sale, hoping for lots of Michigan books, and not many. Haunted Travels of Michigan, a book and web interactive experience, and enter a world of the paranormal and experience the ghost hunt. Signed. I mean, what a treasure this is. To 4 friends, welcome to our haunted world. Who's that? Cat Tedson and Beverly Rydell. Yeah, I mean, it'll be absolute shit. I paid $3 for it, but whatever. Goes to the collection, and it's signed. I got a stack of Shakespeare books. First one is Shakespeare in Warwickshire. Professor Eccles has brought together all that is known about Shakespeare's years in Stratford and shows him in the midst of his family, neighbors, and friends a valuable collection of data concerning the inhabitants of Stratford and neighboring communities in Warwickshire during Shakespeare's lifetime. Cool. This one I paid $3 for, even though the original person only paid $2.98, which is a fucking ripoff. Anyway, most books you can't get for under $4 online, so figured I might as well get Butcher's Dozen, 13 famous Michigan moitas. I've never seen so many goddamn comatose zombies looking for books. I mean, the section with literature and poetry was just inhabited by, literal zombies. I mean, I know these people aren't reading, especially literature, unlike me. Anyways, my mother will get this book for the time being. Detroit and Wayne County, A Story for Children, 1937. And there's also Haystacks Candy recipe, which I think is pretty fucking cool, whatever Haystacks Candy is. Guess I could look it up. This guy's probably like, hey, place on wax paper. Detroit and Wayne County, A Story for Children. Antoine de la Mothe Cadillac. Maybe. Phoenix Park, son of a bitch. There may be a good picture or two in here, after all. Listen to mine. Water just chirping. It's great. I love it. Oh, the next village west of Dearborn on Michigan Road is Wayne. Just before we reach Wayne, we pass several large buildings. These are the buildings of Eloise Hospital. Some of the buildings are for the insane. Some are for old people who are not able to take care of themselves. The rest are just for you fucking average simps. Oh, shit. Some of them for the insane. That cheered me up. Arthur Rimbaud, A Season in Hell. I just spent duration in hell. Dude, is this mother... Oh, okay, at least it's bilingual. I was going to say, if this motherfucker's in French, I just bought myself a fucking coaster. I would have bought it anyways. It's got a good cover. Letters of Obscure Men. I like to think of myself as a little bit obscure myself. A standard work of European humanism and one of the most important sources for the history of Protestant Reformation. Will always be one of the major sources for the history of German humanism. Right. I care less about it now. True Sisterhood, Michigan Women and Their Kin. I mean, that encompasses a lot of fucking people. I thought there was something in here. Oh, look, there she is. Never know what you get with these Michigan books. Hopefully something that will tie into my research. As if I'm speaking of my research, there's my next edition of the paper. Let me have some coffee. We got both coffee and chirping lemon seltzer water. Look at this terrible life. The Diabolical Dictionary of Modern English by R.W. Jackson. I do believe I have this book in mass market paperback, mass murder paperback. Speaking of which, I need to go to the Plymouth Library. So, this should be fun. Look at this guy. At last in paperback, Sylvia Plath, Method and Madness, the first full biography of the author of The Bell Jar, gifted poet whose short life has become a legend. There were 2 copies of it. I picked up both, but put one back. I probably should have looked them up before I did that, but I did not. Shakespeare, our contemporary. Yes, he is our contemporary, especially mine. I feel that Kant will prove to be influential as Goethe. Shakespearean criticism until now, as I don't show you the book, I show Sylvia's face, has been unable to shake off the romantic view of the tragic hero in Shakespeare. Kant offers us a Hamlet and a Lear, Richard of Gloucester, is that Gloucester? Gloucester? And a Macbeth, who are beyond doubt not anti-romantic or post-romantic, but something new and different. Alright. This book intrigued me. Terror in the City of Champions. Look at this. Gargoyle. And a Mark V. Terror in the City of Champions. Murder, baseball, and the secret society that shocked Depression era Detroit. It's about the Black Legion. I prefer the Black Hand, but I guess we'll take the Black Legion too. And the Lack Blegion. Oh no. Almost tipped them over. Let's get some of these back in the bag. This ramshackle fucking shit speckled. I can't believe I just spent $39 on this shit, but whatever. What is this? Eric Bay. Don't look at me, fucker. Why are you getting, I don't know, Shakespeare of London by Marchette Chute. It's a great name. A unique account of Shakespeare's life and times. This goes into my always growing mass market paperback collection, which some people dismiss. But I like old mass market. I'm fucking quick speaking. I'm moving on. Shakespeare by Mark Van Doren. Van Doren, I believe, if I'm correct, was a friend and contemporary of John Barrowman, who maniacally worked on a Shakespeare biography for years. I don't think he ever completed it, even though they finally released it. But I think Van Doren was one of his teachers. And he followed suit, obviously. The Development of Shakespeare's Imagery by Wolfgang Clement. I mean, all these guys have great names. That's why I never could be a writer. The Development of Shakespeare's Imagery. This notable work is the first survey of Shakespeare's imagery, considered as an integral part of the development of Shakespeare's dramatic art. Anyway, I fucking spent $40 on this bullshit. But it makes up for some interesting stuff, I guess. That's all. 12 minutes of nonsense. Letters of obscure men. Boo. Yeah.